If you're looking for an ETL tool, it can be pretty hard to decide which one to go with, just given the sheer amount of options in the market. So what I'm going to do in this video is go through an article we recently made, which has a master list of our 15 favorite ETL tools. I'm going to go through just the top 5. So if you want to see the full thing, check out the link in the description to see the full article. But I'm just going to go through the top 5, explain what their pros and cons are, and hopefully by the end you have some clarity on finding a tool that might be good for you. So the first one we have on the list here is Mammoth, which is our own tool. And Mammoth was built by us to make ETL more accessible to pretty much any business user that needs it. So that means you don't need to know how to write any code. You don't really need to understand how to do anything more than just using a spreadsheet in order to be able to run ETL functions with Mammoth. You can take data from pretty much any source. You can transform it using natural language AI transformations or any other no-code operations that you can think of. And you can send that data over to dashboards that Mammoth can also create for you just using AI without having to use any code. Or you can also send it to other databases and data warehouses like Snowflake or BigQuery. So that's Mammoth. If you want to give it a try, we have a 21-day free trial. We also have a free plan, so you can also just sign up right away and use Mammoth on the free plan. But if you'd like to give it a shot, feel free to go ahead to our site and just click try out for free. Next up, we have Alteryx, and Alteryx is very similar to Mammoth, except that it's a bit more technical and it's a lot more expensive. So Alteryx can run pretty much all of the same functions that Mammoth can and also automate them just like Mammoth does. But you're going to be looking at a higher entry price, right? The average pricing starts at around $5,000 per user and can go all the way up to $50,000 annually. On top of that, it's far more complex. Not only do you need more hand-holding when it comes to onboarding onto Alteryx, but you're also going to need to understand a little bit more about how to run certain statistical modeling tools, knowing how to integrate with machine learning. All of these different capabilities are just much more complex than a tool like Mammoth would be. So it's a great tool, but we always like to just give people the heads up in advance that it is a lot higher of a barrier to entry. But if you want to try it, it's a fantastic ETL solution as well. Next, we have Informatica PowerCenter. And this is really an enterprise veteran that's been around since you can think of data warehouses. So you can handle really large, complex data integrations projects, but setup takes months to get done. So just like Alteryx, it's a really great solution if you're looking for something that's been proven as a scalable enterprise tool, and one that has really strong data governance tools built into it as well. If that's something you value. But you are going to need a dedicated IT to manage it, and you're going to be looking at multi-year implementation timelines depending on the work you're trying to do. Next up, we have Talend, and Talend is open source, which is wonderful. And they're trying to be great for developers who love to directly code their data pipelines, right? So like I said before, with Mammoth, you can create automated data pipelines without needing to know how to write any code. But with a tool like Talend, you are going to need to understand how to code in order to play around with it. That being said, it is far more flexible than many of these other tools, given the fact that it has an open architecture. And so you're going to be playing a bit of a trade-off there, where you're going to have a steeper learning curve for business users, but you're going to have a lot of flexibility given that it's open source. So we always say this is best for technical teams that are comfortable with development environments, specifically Java-based development environments. Next up, we have AWS Glue, which is Amazon's serverless answer to ETLs. And it works fantastic if you're already in the AWS ecosystem, right? Because it's going to automatically discover schemas and scale compute resources for you based on your AWS ecosystem you already have implemented. So if you're cloud native and you're using AWS, it can be a great solution. They have, like I said, the automatic schema detection. They integrate with all these different AWS sources, and their pricing model is pay per use. So if you're using AWS extensively, then the pricing might get in the way a little bit there. But if you're using AWS in a manageable way and you want something that easily tapes onto it, then you can go ahead and try out AWS Glue. So yeah, like I said, we always suggest it for AWS committed organizations that want to go cloud first. Now I'll just quickly run through each of the other ones just so that you're aware and you can look them up separately. But we also have Microsoft Azure Data Factory, which is like also very good if you need to work specifically with Microsoft, just like AWS. We have Fivetran, which is one of the better known newer ETL platforms that they automate schema migrations and focus a lot on automation. So if you're looking deeper into automation, Fivetran can be good. Matillion is cloud native and made for modern data warehouses like Snowflake and BigQuery. It's great if you have a committed data warehouse. Integrate.io is great for mid-market companies if you want to balance between ease of use and capability. Pentaho is more of a BI suite that has integrated capabilities. So it's great if you're looking for a direct integration between BI and ETL in one platform. Apache Airflow is great for engineering teams that are comfortable with code-first approaches. Specifically, if you use Python, Apache Airflow is a great solution. Stitch data is fantastic if you're a team that needs simplicity and data replication without complex transformations. You can rapidly deploy in there, which makes it great just for really basic data replication needs. It's now part of Talend, so if you decide to go with Talend, you'll have Stitch built into it. Hebo is fantastic if you're looking for the automated data pipelines with minimal technical overhead, just like Mammoth, except the only difference is that they don't have as comprehensive of a platform as Mammoth to be able to run everything in the same place. Stream Sets is great for organizations that have data schemas that are always changing, right? So it can detect drift and it can understand all these different changes quite easily. And finally, Airbyte is great for teams valuing open source flexibility with a lot of modern deployment options. It is much newer, so you're taking a bit of a risk there. But you can create good connections very easily, and it's really simple for non-technical teams to use. Okay, so like I said, I went a bit more in depth in the top 5, and I just wanted to rattle through the other 15 so you have a really quick idea. But check out the article if you want to see more. And again, if you want to give Mammoth a shot, feel free to go to our site and just click try for free. We have a free plan, and we also have a 21-day free trial. So once you start a trial with Mammoth, whether it's the free plan or the pro one, we'll put you on the pro for the first 21 days so you can get to see the full capability of the tool and understand how it might work for you. Otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us directly or leave them in the comment. And I hope you have a great day. All right, until next time, bye.